some of the drills. These are blocking drills that we use in Aikido combat. This will help you with your timing, help you get used to seeing what kind of movements a guy does when he throws a punch, so you don't have to guess which arm he's throwing, things of that nature. Very good, very effective drills that we do here, okay? Okay, the first one is called four corner drill. This is against your hook punch, and what you're going to be doing is you're doing stop hits. You will stand in a neutral stance, facing each other here, and what you want to do with this one, you'll have it in a preset thing. It'll be a high right, high left, low right, low left, and all the time that you do this, you want to be stop hitting, moving your body to simulate that step out, as I'm doing here. Okay, you don't want to stand here just like this and go like this. That is incorrect. Okay, so you want to move your body, move your head. That will simulate that move. Okay, and another thing, this is not a speed drill. You don't want to try to do this as fast as you possibly can. That's what a lot of people will try to get into. That's not what this is. You want perfect technique with your movement, and what you want to do is recognize the people, the arm. What are you looking at? The chest. You want to recognize that arm coming up to punch you. If the elbow comes up too high, more times than not, it's going to be a hook. The closer it stays to your body, it's going to be a straighter punch. So the higher up it is, the more of a hook, the straighter, the lower down the elbow, the more straight the punch will be. Okay, go ahead. Here. A little faster. Okay, so it's a very good drill. It's called the four corner drill. High right, high right. So that's your high right, high left, low right, low left. Okay, one more time. High right, high left, low right, low left. Okay. The next one that we're going to work on is called a moving block drill. This is where you're going to block the hand and then move it. Practice that one. Okay, what you want to do is start out with one hand or the other and do it both ways. Let's go ahead and start with your right hand. Okay, you're going to block it. The left hand will come under and move it. Now you want to take this arm high. Okay, then you're going to trap the arm. And then you're going to come with a right block. Trap, block, move, trap, hit, block, move, trap, hit. The thing this you want to do is you want to relax your arms. You're getting used to the arms moving and having somebody close in your face while punches is being thrown at you. Different angles. This is called the number one angle, which is the hook punch, which 90% of your people on the face of the earth, this is the punch that people throw. The old John Wayne hook punch. You want to keep the hands open just in case you have somebody slip and miss, and all you're just going to do is kind of slap them in the face instead of punching them in the face. Okay, and once you do that for a while, you're going to start out with the left punch. Same thing, you just get used to doing both sides. If you notice, you're only hitting with, on the right side, you're only hitting with the right hand. Now I'm only hitting with the left hand, and the same for your partner. You take it good and high. You don't want to take it just over your head like that. That's too close. You want to take it good and high. Okay? And another thing that you're doing in a combat situation, you're knocking your opponent off balance. So that's very good. Okay? Okay, that's the second drill I want you to practice. The third one, and probably the most important or the hardest one to do, is what we call a scissor blocking drill. And we do this against a jab. And what we're going to do here is the guy, your partner, You need to do this both ways. You need to do this in a neutral position, which you do all techniques, and also in a fighting stance. So you want to practice this two ways. One way is in your neutral position, right from here. And what you want your training partner to do is you always, in the neutral position, you want to get your distance. That is when you can touch his fingers. From this distance, I cannot kick him, he cannot kick me. I'm in a safe position. The only way he's going to get to me is take a step. Okay, so this is my safe spot. Okay, now what you want him to do is take a step forward and either do a right jab or a left jab and practice your outside and inside scissor block. He's not going to tell me what he's going to do. He's going to take a step forward, right, left jab, go ahead. See, there's my outside scissor block. There's my inside. Now if you noticed right there, I did exactly the same movement. If I do it to the right jab and a right lead, it's an outside scissor block. But if I do it to a left jab, the same motion, it turns into an inside scissor block. Okay, yeah. Okay. Here's the outside too. There's my inside scissor block. Inside scissor block. Get used to that guy's movement so you don't freak out when the guy's coming in. This is what this training drill is for. Another thing is, if you decide that you're going to do this block instead of this one, you continue doing it. For the reason being, if the guy throws a right jab, just like I was explaining before, you're going to come into an outside scissor block. But if I change my mind right in midstream, I might get whacked. So if he throws a left jab instead of a right, all I got to do, I'm doing my inside scissor block. So I can do the same movement and control both punches. The only difference is one's going to be outside and one's going to be inside. It's easy enough to take it back to the outside. Okay? The first thing we're going to go, this is Hubud with the moving block drill mixed with it. Okay, we're going to do it in the right leg. You need to do this both ways. Starting it out. Remember, we're doing this in the first level. By now you should be pretty good at this part right here. Things that you do not want to do is slap the arms too much. Relax your arms so you don't get tired. And then basically what you do is you and your training partner go back and forth. And if you're in a right lead, you only hook with your right hand. You do not hook with your left, okay? So here, this is your hook punch moving block. You remember that? Okay? You just go back and forth with that. Okay? Go real slow with this one. There you go, Hubud. After you trap, then you come around with the hook. You move, trap, move. When you trap down, you go back to your straight punch. And you're right back doing Hubud. Okay, you one more time. So you're getting used to two angles. Getting used to the hook punch angle and the straight punch angle while you're doing this drill. And basically all the techniques that you've learned in level 1 and level 2, you can practice using Hubud. Okay? Basically you don't tell your opponent. You come in and knee. Come in and do long sword. You got cobra. You can practice all these. Basically, you don't want to take the guy down every time. That will stop the drill. So if, like I said, the last one or the last technique that you're going to do, then you might want to take the guy down with the technique. Basically, it's just getting used to blending in with this block. Okay? It's like an outside scissor into a trap. Right there's your trap, and you punch. Okay? You just do that. Practice your techniques with it. Get the flow going. Keep that flow going. You can practice just strikes like knee to the leg and do a while ago. You can practice your blitzing techniques as well. Okay? Very good little drill. Okay? Okay, the next thing that we're going to do, the next drill is called, it's a freestyle scissor blocking drill. And basically, we're going to be moving around a little bit with this. Josh is going to be throwing the punches first. He can throw right or left jabs at moderate speed, moderate to faster speed. And basically, you want to take your time doing the techniques, and the same thing with this. You can do long swords, you can do cobra, you can do anything. It's like a freestyle drill. Okay, we'll do it for a few minutes, and I'll let him do it with me a few minutes. You can just strike if you want. You can practice your blitzing techniques if you want if you're doing that. Okay? Just like your elbow there. Get breaking the elbow. There's your inside scissor block. You can come in here and break the elbow. There's cobra. There's my outside scissor block there. Bang. Hammer fist to the face. This is where your imagination is going to come in handy too as well. It might be a technique that you like a lot. That will be the technique that you'll want to do a lot. Practice it a lot. Okay? So you want to get used to having both of them punches coming at you at all the time, and that's what this drill is for. Just doing this. Do your techniques, practice back and forth, and then you just go back with him. I'm going to punch at him a few times and let him do a couple things. That's good. So that's one of your blitzing techniques, level 1. What this does is it teaches you to recognize the guy stepping in and what punch he's going to throw at you. Okay, one more time. Okay? Okay. Okay, the next thing that we're going to drill. It's a blocking drill. Basically what it is, it's a combination of the scissor block and a trapping drill. The Filipino, that's where I borrowed this from. Filipino call it hubad for short. Okay, we're only going to do this on the right side. Of course, you need to practice everything that we do, both right and left. For course, time purposes, we're only doing it on one side. But everything that we do, you need to practice on this strong and weak side. Okay, basically what you're doing, your opponent's going to throw a right punch. You're going to parry it to your shoulder, hit, trap. He's going to parry it, hit, trap, parry, hit, trap, parry, trap. That's the foundation to this. It's just a 3-movement thing. The main thing that you want to do with this is relax. This is not you're trying to hit anybody. You're trying to get used to feeling what your opponent is doing in this close. A lot of times when you're in this close, you can't see what's going on, so you have to rely on feel and touch. Okay? So you just want to go a little faster here. So you want to be able to do this, after you get good at this, you shouldn't even pay attention to what your arms is doing. You can change the speed of it, the tempo, and you should be able to do this drill no matter what. You don't even want to look at what you're doing. Just forget about what your arms is doing and do it. And as you notice, I'm rocking back and forth. What you're doing is you're going back for the parry and then coming forward for the trap. So you're getting that body weight on it. Parry, place, trap, hit. Very good drill. Okay, that's good. All right, the next section of some of the kicking drills that we use. These are called 4-directional kicks. We're going to do the front kick, side kick, and round kick. And basically this was borrowed from Hapkido in my days when I was doing that. Very effective. And I'll explain the reasons why it's good for you after Josh Phelps demonstrates them. Okay? The first thing he's going to do is a four-directional front thrust kick. This is not a four-directional snap kick. Remember, always rear leg, you're using a thrust kick. Front leg, you're using a snap kick in Aikido combat. Okay? Go. Ayo! Ayo! Okay, fast. Ayo! Okay, before we get to the next one, I want to explain to you what it is doing. It's teaching you one of the biggest parts. There's three parts to any kick. You have the initiation, which is the cocking the leg, chambering the leg up. Then you have the explosion, which is coming out to the kick. And then the recovery, which is the drawback, okay? Now you have to have that to do this drill. If you don't draw it back, when you do the thrust, you're not going to be able to pivot that 90 degrees and turn. So basically what it's doing is forcing you to do the kick correctly. You have to draw it back. You have to do everything. You have to chamber it, explode it, recovery, and set. Okay? Next one we're going to do is the four-directional side kick. Okay? Go ahead. Again. Fast. Okay. Okay, now last one we're going to do is the four-directional round kick. Okay, go ahead, slow. Go again. Okay. Last time. Good. Okay, as you can see, these kicks will greatly enhance and make you do the kicks right. Plus, it gets you used to kicking in different directions. But you're going to have to get the three major parts of the kick down. You're going to have to get the initiation, which is bringing the leg up to chamber, the explosion out through the knee, hips, into the kick, and then the recovery, which is this, which serves as two purposes. It helps you, like if you need to kick again, you can come back and do another kick, and also so your opponent cannot grab your foot, which is very obvious. Okay? Teach all my students, and basically after you learn it, you can make up your own. As long as the principles of the bag and punches and kicks are in a flow, it does not matter. We'll do these at a couple different angles, and then but basically we're going to do two techniques and then add one on at a time instead of going through all, because there's a multiple strike situation here. It's teaching you one, how to flow from one technique to another, and another one basically how to put combinations together, how to put your hands and your feet and your knees and everything else together. Okay? The first technique, we'll go through it slow, is the four-leg round kick. And it's going down here and then a straight left punch. That's the first part of the technique. What you're doing there, you're trying to kick to the groin, but if you don't kick to the groin, that's fine. You're going to get his attention down somewhat so that straight punch can get in there and swat him with that. So that's what that's for. Okay, we'll just go through this a couple times. As usual, you don't just hold the bags out, you keep them covered, and you're trying to work on his speed or perception speed. When he sees that opening, he has to attack that opening. Okay, don't get in a rhythm. That's another thing with bags. A lot of people do that. Now they go here, here. They get in a rhythm. He knows it. That's not training him. use broken rhythm. And then your more advanced thing, use fakes, fint, make him react. Couple times this way. Slowly. Basically, forward leg kick, straight punch. Noticing he's still getting on the ball of that back foot, driving hips forward, everything. Okay, a couple more times. Okay, back this way. Now we add the third equation to this technique, which is the hook punch. Slowly, go here, 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 there. Okay, so now we've blended this into the equation. Okay, a few times quick. I made him wait there. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you don't make him wait. Break the rhythm up. Okay, bag holders, you gotta be aware. You get clipped with this stuff. Now, let's go around this way, go over it once or twice so you can see it in this angle. Okay, go back over here. Now we're going to get into another kick. We went kick, punch, punch, and now we're going to go kick again. Now this is very, very important. I've had more people probably get swatted from this part than any other part on this particular combination drill, because there's more involved than just moving the hands. You have to move your feet at the same time. So let's go over this way. I think it's going to be better shown this way. So slowly, he goes round kick, straight punch, hook. Now I have to take a step back and cover the gloves because he's going to be throwing a tie round kick right into the body. If I don't step back, ribs is open. If I don't have the gloves here, I'm open. So you got to be really aware. Now he shouldn't be throwing a full power kick. These little things here is not enough to take a full power kick or knee. But if you still get hit with a tie round kick at any pace with a shin, it still hurts like the dickens. Okay? Okay, now that's your fourth equation. Now we're going to get into knees. Okay, we'll go this way on this one. It's called the number one knee. We'll go over it slowly once. There's the round kick, straight punch, hook punch, step back. There's a round kick. Now you have to make another step to square up and let him throw the knee. Okay, one more time slowly. Okay? Okay, we'll go over this a few times a little quicker. Okay? This way. Now remember, the straight knee is straight. Number one knee is a straight. Should not go around at all. It's straight to the opponent from point A to point B. Okay, one more time. Okay? Now the last of the equation. Now we get into the rabbit knees. Basically, another thing this is doing for him is building his window. It's a lot of stuff here. Okay, and what we're going to have him do is go through it slow, and then we're going to have him do 5 rabbit knees in the end, and this will be the end of the combination technique. Okay, round kick, straight punch, hook, round kick, one knee, hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rabbit knees. You soften him up, take him out of there. Okay, one more time, slow this way. Round kick, straight punch, hook, round kick. Number 1 knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do it a couple more times. A little more speed this time. Okay, that's this way. Okay. Okay, the next one is basically we're adding another detour, you might say, for the person practicing his boxing training in it. Basically, it's, you might say, a what if or whatever, but basically he's learning to duck instead of block. Blocks a lot of times will get you in trouble. It's best to duck up under and hit, because you only have to move just a little bit to get out of the way of a punch. You don't have to like move to Illinois or something like that to get away from the punch. So basically what we're doing is we're practicing this. It's like the first 2 punches doesn't connect, whether it be they're parried, the guy bobs and weaves, ducks or whatever, and then he swings at you, and then you're swinging back. So we're still using the jab, cross, and hook combination, but we're going to go slow once. It goes jab, cross, and I can swing with either hand from this point. I can swing here, he has to duck, and he will throw his hook. Or I can go like this. Here, here, swing, and hook. So you got the idea? I can swing with either hand, and he has to use the opposite hook. So basically now it's getting a little more difficult as far as the boxing training is concerned. Okay? One more time slowly. Okay. I'm really trying to swat him in the head. If he don't move, that's his fault. It's not going to hurt him that bad, but I'm trying to hit him right in the head, and that's good training. It teaches him not to fear of getting hit. You're not going to fall apart if you get hit. I mean, very, very seldom will a person get hit and just get knocked out. Chances of being knocked out is a lot slimmer than just being hit. So try to take that fear away of getting hit. Okay, now another thing, as you notice, I'm not just holding the bags up. It's the same thing as before, earlier in the bag drills. I am hiding the bag gloves, the drill gloves, focus gloves, and when I come up, I'm presenting an opening, and he is attacking that opening. Okay. Nice little drill to go with your boxing skill. Bag drills. What we're going to go over today is called the jab drill. Basically, these bag drills, what it does, it teaches you basic boxing and Muay Thai, kickboxing. It supplements your grappling jiu-jitsu training. Okay, first thing, we're going to go over this slow, then we'll speed it up a little bit. What you want to try to do is you don't want to just hold the bags up like this. This is not part of the, you're not going to learn anything from the drill except for learning how to jab.
What this does is I hide the bags. When he gets on our right leg, just punch slowly on this. If I put this one out, he jabs it. Okay? Then I put it down and I hide it. I put this one out, he jabs it. So basically what that is doing is simulating my head going here or here, you might say. Then we're going to go to the second phase, which is basically I'll put both of them up and he'll have to jab and jab. He'll actually jab this one first, which is the closest one, and then that one. He needs to bring his elbow all the way back, jab and jab. Okay, so that's the first drill. We'll do it in a couple different angles. Basically, in the jab, you want to keep the elbow in close to your body, and it just comes straight from all punches, comes straight from the point of origin to the point of contact. You never draw back your hand. That is a number one no-no in punching techniques. So we're going to do this a few times, basically just with a single jab first. Basically what it's teaching him, as soon as he sees the opening, he's throwing the punch. Okay, now we're going to either put a single or both of them up. Okay, messed up on that one. You're going to mess up, that's part of it. More. Last one. Okay. Okay, further, basically now we're learning basic boxing combination. Your jab, cross, and hook punch. Okay, now how you do this, you can do this two different ways. What we're going to do is we're going to do what we call cross feed. Basically, he will jab this one, cross that one, and hook this one. And that's what we're going to look at first. Okay, I'm going to have him go through it a couple more times slowly. Jab, cross, hook. Now the bag holder will have to learn the bag holding skills. It's more than it looks. As you look, you notice I've got the bag straight, then I have to turn that bag here for that hook. Okay, now looking at the punches a little in more detail, slowly again. Jab comes straight out. You pivot on the ball of that back foot until you get driving. This is your power punch. Then on the hook, slowly, you turn and you go to this ball of the foot, getting the hip, the elbow stays up, and it does not pass the center. Reason being, if it goes past the center, a guy can come in here and grab you, or you're wide open for a punch. But if it goes, let's put it back out there again. From here, if it goes like there where it's supposed to be, that guy would run into that elbow and get clipped with the elbow. So it's very important that you adhere to this. No John Wayne punches where you swing all the way around there. If you miss, you have to be aware that this elbow never ever passes the center or very far past the center. Okay, now I'm going to have him go over it a few times a little quicker. And another thing with the bags, you don't just hold the bags, give me a hook, and let that happen. He's not going to get any satisfaction out of that. Basically, you have to give resistance. You're resistant against that punch, then the person doing the punching will get more satisfaction. Okay? You're going into it. Okay? Run this way. Another thing on the hook. Let's turn around this way. Okay, throwing the hook again. Just put the hook out there at the end of it. Okay, basically you see how the shoulder is higher than the jaw. That's basically if a guy throws a punch, all it's going to do is glance off, maybe hit the top of the head, where it's not going to hurt as bad. If you leave that jaw uncovered, a hook is very susceptible to a lean back and a straight punch. So basically you're protecting the most vulnerable part of your head from knockouts, which is your jaw and below your ear area. Okay? A couple more times this way. One more. Just learning the jab, cross, and hook. The next one, now we're getting even a little more difficult. Now we're getting into slips. And basically now I'm more throwing punches at him than he is at me. He's basically counter punching one way or the other. Okay, we'll go over this real slowly once. If I throw a jab, which I'm in the left lead, he's in the right lead, he will do this. He will weave over to this way, keep his hand up for parry, and throw a straight right or a straight left punch into my ribs. If I throw a right punch, he will go that way and go into my ribs. Okay? Goes this way, he goes there. 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 He's more moving his head anyway, more than anything, but the hand comes up there for secondary purposes. Okay? We'll do this a few times. Now I'm really trying to hit him. I'm not going as fast as I can. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to hit him in the forehead in that fashion with both of these punches. If you don't slip, then he learned from that mistake before he slipped. If you do this, over here for a second, right there, if I go, no, don't do anything. If I throw the punch and I do this, miss him, I am not training him right. That is incorrect. You want to go straight to the person and you're not trying to knock his head off, but you're trying to hit him so that his training is correct. So basically always punch straight at the person. Okay? You're going to mess up. Basically try to read the body or try to figure out what he's going to do. Okay? Let's go this way a couple times. Okay. After you do it, stop. You can see right there what he's doing. He's moving his head. There's the parry, and he's throwing a straight punch right into the rib. Bunch of nerves right below the armpit. Very good target. And he's set up for another punch. He's set up for a hook with the hand that he parried with. He's set up with elbows, whatever, headbutts, knees, kicks. But that punch is what's setting him up. A couple more times. Okay, now we're going to get into a little bit of elbow training. This first series is basically your basic elbow drills on Focus Smiths. This is basic. Now this represents two things mainly. The guy moves in, you elbow, and also remember elbow makes a good use of punching or hitting the guy's arm as he's punching. Like if he throws a hook or something, you come in, wham, an elbow to the bicep. So elbows work good for not just head area, but you can also take his punching arms away from him, or legs, as far as that matters. Kicks, works the same way. This is just a basic one. He's going to see these bags coming at him, and he's got to react with his elbows, or he gets swatted with his mitts. Pretty much is basically it. This is your most basic one. We're just going to go slow once. Go here, whang, whang. going right, left elbow. He has to stop that elbow right there before I get through to go to his head. He's trying to stop it before I come in and get him. That's the idea. Okay? Okay? That's the whole idea. If you don't elbow, this would be, don't elbow. This, just put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up like you know. That would be what I'd be doing. Okay? If I get through the elbows, if he don't react, that's what's going to happen to him. Okay? I'm not going to go super fast. Basically, it's a good training drill. Okay, we're just going to go through this a few times. The elbow itself is just like a punch. You never draw back with the elbow. It comes straight from the point of origin and hits the target. And of course, elbow and forearm is a big misconception. The elbow is the tip of the elbow. This section right here, this is the forearm. We want to hit with the tip of that elbow so we open up what it is that we're hitting. Okay, let's try it again, a little quicker. Elbow, elbow. This way. Okay, now we just add one on to it. Make him a little more dexterity, a little more flow. Okay? 3 elbows. Okay? Just go ahead a couple times. Faster. I'm going to try to build up speed with that as time goes on. Okay. Okay, now we get into an elbow drill. That's what I call SWAT elbow. Basically, he's going to cover and throw elbows. We're going to go through several different sections of this on this part, and that will cover the elbows as far as bag drills is concerned. The first one, we're going to be going here. I can SWAT high, he has to cover. I can SWAT in the middle, he has to cover, or I can SWAT low. So I have 3 targets. I go to the head. Do not ever take your arm out like that. You just bring it up, keep it close to your head, or here to the high ribs, or here down to the kidneys or low ribs. So I got 3 targets that I can SWAT with my right hand here. Okay? If I hit him, that just makes him tougher. It's not going to hurt that much. And basically, when I do that, I'm going to go here, and he's bring it up, and he's going to elbow that same bag. Okay? That's the first part. Here we go. Okay, that's it. Now what we're going to do is do the same thing, but he's going to cover, he's going to elbow, and elbow. Okay? So that's what we're doing now. Going here, cover, elbow, elbow. Okay? Okay? Okay, now we get into a hook punch drill. Basically, this is also teaching your bobbing and weaving skills along with hooks. Hooks are very powerful, and this also will basically train the person to recognize which punch is coming at him right off the bat. Basically, he's bobbing and counter punching with the hook punch. Okay, we'll go ahead slow. I have a choice. I've got my gloves closed or in a neutral position, and I start from there. I can go here, bring this one out, any hook punches, or here, bobs, any hook punches, here, hook punch, or here, and hook punch. Now another thing, I'm going to go a little deeper in bags. I'll try to explain as much of it as I can throughout the video. Well, for hook punches and things like that, when you throw a hook punch, throw a hook punch into it, you never want that really to happen. Basically, you want to try to hold the bag somewhere right around his center. So in other words, we'll try to get this angle right here. If we go slow, I wouldn't want to do this. You see what I'm saying? I'm making him reach. You're not going to throw a hook over there. So basically, this is what I'm trying to screw in just a little right there. If I go like this, and he ducks, I want to get that bag right around his center area for the proper bag hold. Okay? So let's try a little more speed now. Now he has to recognize which arm is mine is moving. And like I said, slowly right here, I'm trying to swat him right above the ears with his bag. It's not going to hurt him, but it's going to let him know that in a real combat situation, he just got swatted. This way. Slow time, slow. Going here, here. Making sure I give him resistance with the bag. Here, there, here, there. A few times fast. Okay, that's it. Uppercut drill. Basically when you're in close, the guy ducks down, or if you duck down, come up with an uppercut. This probably is the most demanding on the person doing the punching as far as all the ones that we went over before. He's going to take a little punishment with this, but that's what it's for. Get you used to it. You can start out slow, and with the light slaps, we'll do that, and we'll gradually build up the swats as we go. Number one thing that you want to do, okay? We'll start on this side. You put one hand on the head just like this, and I have the same targets that I had earlier. I can go low, he has to cover. I can go center, he has to cover, or I can go to the head, he has to cover. After I do that, I'm going to put this bag here, and he has to dig up and throw an uppercut to the same bag. Not only is it rough on him, but it's rough on the bag holder. Builds you up. It's very good for the bag holder too as well. Okay? We'll do it a few times. Okay, a few times the other way. Okay, this time we put this hand on, we're swatting here, and digs up under with the uppercut. Okay, slowly.